the Bulldozer Matt Tremont, the 8-time Deathmatch Tournament winner, the former 2-time world champion, the owner of H2O Wrestling. And if there is one podcast to listen to, that is the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get ultraviolet, motherfuckers.
And good evening once again, fans. You're listening to the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. They're more than welcome to come on too anytime they want to come on.
Oh man, those girls pop good like.
Alright. It's a budget thing. Let's see what he's up to.
Thank you, man, and thank you for giving me the time.
Tune in right now. And wrestling fans, at this time, my guest, the one and only, the ultimate pusher. If I'm going to say it right this time, let me see if I got it. Tyreke.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go. How you doing, man? What's going on with you? You ready for the holiday season? Get this wrestling and Christmas. It's all coming to like an end here, and you know.
Yeah, man. But see, here's the thing about it. Just because it's around Christmas time, don't mean the grind don't stop. I said, right before I got on with you, I was just with Gallows doing Talking Shop Mania. So the grind doesn't stop, man.
Oh man, that guy. Oh man, I saw what he did to one wrestler. Oh man, he did a little sneak attack to the frat boy there.
Yeah.
Right, little surprise. You know.
Oh yeah, Bryce has been in everybody's hair lately, getting agitated and getting his ass kicked around everybody. So hey.
Right. So I saw Dallas there. Dominant. I was like, oh, something's happened. But anyway, so what was it like to be on the Talking Shop Mania?
Honestly, it's
yeah.
On the business side, it was one of the most greatest things I've been a part of on the business side. Because he has all these people here that have touched bases on the industry, and they've left an impact on the industry. And we all came together just to put around some great adult content. For the boys.
Yeah.
But that kid in me is still like, oh, holy crap, it's Doc Gallows, and holy crap, oh my God, it's Carl Anderson, and I'm just around all of these guys, and I'm now, one of the brothers, and it's still kind of surreal to me. So, but you know
what, wrestling, man, you never know who you're gonna come up with and meet or talk to in the industry. It's like amazing. Day by day, it's a new person, man. Like me, I'm a podcaster, right? I'm a wrestling fan. I've seen a lot of careers, go and make it famous, and look where they are today on TV. Some of the guys, and
yes, sir.
I mean, guys like Joe Gacy from the Combat Zone. Let's see, Marco Stunt, the Quebecer, PCO. Like, I've seen guys come and go because I go to a local promotion. It's called Game Changer Wrestling. I'm sure you've seen it. It's one of the hottest promotions on the East Coast today.
Yeah, I've been trying to get on that show.
Yeah, you never know, man. The clusterfucks, spring break clusterfucks are, they go all out. They like they did for the collective, man. That shit really. You saw one wrestler there that, and you heard about him on the internet, the big guy, and man, he gave him props for getting in the ring and being a part of that battle royale.
Yeah,
Big Juicy, setting up the ring to, that's what they pay your dues. You get the time, get that shine.
Yes,
but
sir.
Anyway, so what wrestling? So who's been your key opponent in the past, or like who you've been wrestling lately? Who are his?
I got a couple of guys that I've been in the ring with this week. Not this week. A couple guys I've been in the ring with this year, or I've shared, or might I add, shared the ring with, because maybe we didn't actually have a match. But number one, I have shared a ring with Shane Douglas and Wes Briscoe in the beginning of the year. Still, like, this is when everything, like, right before COVID, and it popped off. Like, that was the first time I thought, like, wow, I'm really doing this right now. The second time, which is to me is the biggest one ever, I was doing some extra work with Impact, and I was involved in a segment with Sami Callihan and Ken Shamrock.
Ooh.
And to this day, that is one of my favorites because not only what I just found out recently, but not only is Ken and I from the same city. I'm sorry, the same state. We're from the same city, from Macon,
Right.
Georgia. And
Yeah.
and I just found that out recently. But I worked with the guy. He's real cool to work with. But it was just so amazing that you get to see yourself on TV again, working with the guys that you looked up with in the past.
Right. And also to a guy on the indie scene, Sami Callihan, who's the Death Machine.
God.
My God, dude, the guy's been around. He's, from like there's an old guy from CZW again, and my God, like you look at these guys and he's done it all. Rockstar Pro, man, like he's come from like the places that really put the grind, these guys on the map for wrestling. Just to, before indie wrestling was indie wrestling. Really,
exactly.
You think of it.
I recently talked to Sammy like the other day, and he was telling me, you have to. It's not about your destination; it's about the journey. That's exactly what he told me. Because I recently just got through working with OVW, and I was so excited. So of course I told my big brother, and like I said, he told me it's all about the journey, not the destination. So enjoy it and smell the roses.
Enjoy it, and it's not about the money, it's not about the fame, it's for the fans, it's for your dedication, it's what you want to do. The spotlight's yours. It's time to shine. Like you always hear, it's not about the money, and it really, all these wrestlers talk about the money and the money. It really is not about the money. It's about doing your thing, getting in there, working the crowd, wrestling your hardest ever, like say a 30-man minute iron match or triple threat or whatever. You're in there and you want to show people who you are. When you first started out, what was it like when you got into the business?
Believe it or not, I've only been in the business for like a year and a half now. I was 17 when I first got in the business, and I was this local indie show called AWN in Fort Valley, Georgia. I went there all the time when I was a kid, and just started growing up. And I was like, all right, I want to do this. Let me talk to some of the guys. And I seen one of the guys on Facebook, and I messaged him. You've seen him on you've seen him on AEW as well. Marvelous Michael Stevens. I texted him. I was like, hey man, can I like help out or ref or anything like that? And he told me, all right, fine, kid. Show me what you got at the next show. I get there, and boom, I'm reffing. And I was there for a couple of months, and he hit me up and said, hey, there's another show in Jackson, Georgia called Lariato. They may need a ref. Feel like driving down there? I said, sure. I mean, because, I need bookings, and I need to get my name out there. So I told him, yeah. Come to find out, guess who owns Lariato? Doc Gallows, and I didn't find that out until maybe a couple of months after that. But and that's how I got my start in this business, And then I've just been traveling all around Georgia. This year in January was the first time I've traveled outside of Georgia. I went to ARW in Cocoa, Florida, ran by Alice Red. That's just how I got the spot with Wes Briscoe and Shane Douglas. And ever since then, it's been traveling, man. It's been traveling.
East Coast is on the map too, I'm sure. You want to be part of there's some good companies as well, like Titan Championship. Titan Championship Wrestling out of Jersey. It's like the hottest bed of wrestling, independent, fun, family wrestling. We have knocked it out. 2 promotions actually. They run Titan, and then they run a female Goddesses of War. Really kill it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, most wrestlers will never ever get noticed because they've only been inside of their city. Wrestling is
Also,
not.
I cannot put out there. Also, H2O, the Hardcore Hustle Organization by Matt Tremont. There's another place where you should check out. You could always every Monday they do a show. Monday students go in there wrestle. Like anybody could be.
Right. And I was telling some of the guys that I know, like, you're not going to get noticed if you're just doing the shows in your city. You have to travel. You have to get your name out there, Right now, as of today, I've wrestled in almost, 6 states. Got Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, and also, so five states right now. And, in the list is, I'm trying to grow out. So
you want to, you branch out. Got to branch out. out. And Kentucky's a hotbed for wrestling. Of course, also people don't realize, Indiana, Kentucky, is really also Chicago,
Yeah.
and West Coast, Colorado. I think there's like 1 or 2 promotions, Primo Wrestling, or a couple others. Can't think of it, but LA, of course,
Yeah.
Japan as well. Bucket list
that
places.
is on my bucket list. I've heard many stories of people going to Japan, and I really would love to go and perform in Japan. That is one on my bucket list.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look who it is! It is Bryce in the room. Shout out to Bryce himself. Hi, Bryce.
Bryce Cannon, how are you doing, sir?
You can't see the comments, but it's pretty cool. That's a good.
And also, I see one of my former clients, Skrilla the Great. He's also inside of these
comments. Good old Skrilla. He is. He's like you're the future. Everybody's the future of wrestling, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
If you and who going back as a kid, who inspired you? Who was your influences?
Wow. Who, believe it or not, the guy who inspired me when I was growing up, my favorite guy was MVP. And the reason why is because when I first saw him, I'm like, dang, this guy got swag. Like, I don't see anybody else talking the way he talks, or his gear was, back then I was a kid, I was like, his gear was fire. His entrance, oh my God, his entrance with the big old tunnel, like he was coming out from a football game, that caught my attention. And I was like, I want to be that guy right there.
Balling, yeah.
Balling. And still balling to this day.
Right. Man, he was a character, man. I remember seeing him like wrestle at like an anniversary show that we had, like a local show. It was called Jersey All Pro Wrestling, which was a branch of wrestling it's now on Fight TV, not on Fight TV, excuse me, IWTV as well. A lot of content on IWTV. I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the top bed for scoping out awesome matches of the past and just good wrestling altogether, man. Any kind of and I'm sure you noticed that, like, wow, all these promotions on this channel. Like, hey, come on, you can't be at the show, but you can watch it, or be on a plane and watch it. Be on a plane and watch it. You're like, all right, I catch my wrestling, But now, man, we just got done watching. I really didn't catch it. Did you watch the War Games? I really didn't see the whole. I saw bits and clips.
I watched the women's War Games earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to watch the men's, but I watched the women's, and I was so impressed with those women. They are, like I said, day by day showing that they are just as good as the men, if not better. And I applaud them for that. Most people thought that this women's revolution that started around 2013 was going to be a flash in the pan, and they have proved them wrong. And like I said, if any women who are watching right now, who are wrestlers, workers, however, my hat is off to you guys. You guys are really making your mark in this business, and you're trailblazing for more women to make their mark in this business in the future. And whether it's reffing, managing, being a referee, ring crew, and ring announcing, who cares? You guys are doing the damn thing. And
now, what do you think of the return of a certain guy that comes from the darkness, Mr. Sting himself. What did you think of that?
Listen, and
That was
here's a great story. Now,
yeah,
normally on my Wednesday nights, I watch NXT.
yeah.
And it's
hard. I know it's a competition, man.
Yeah, it's a competition thing, And normally I flip through the channels one day, but last week I said, you know what? I'm just gonna watch Dynamite the whole show.
Yeah.
I watched the whole show because of course I heard Kenny Omega and John Moxley was going to be at it, and look, I've been doing some work with Impact, working with some guys with Impact as well, and I seen Don Callis, so I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna watch AEW tonight because hey, they're repping the boys. They got some guys from Impact on, so I guess I'm gonna watch. So I'm watching, and here comes freaking Sting.
Sting, yeah,
And
childhood
like,
icon.
What? Listen, and I scream out, "What the fuck!" Like a serious, genuinely pop. It popped me so hard because. That's what wrestling has been missing.
By the way, this is not censored, so you're welcome. Of course, death. So you're welcome. Cursing is allowed. Most podcasts bleep it out. You know that.
Okay, I thought so. I mean, it's called Deathmatch for a reason. I thought it was okay.
I'll put a little blur up, right? Boop.
All right.
No, but yeah.
But see, but when I watched it, I was like, "What the hell, Sting?" And I just I started thinking to myself, like, that's what wrestling has been missing. The mysterious, the unpredictableness. Like, no one expected that, and that they said they knew Sting was going to debut that night. They're a damn lie. No one saw that coming. No one.
Now I'm excited to see what happens. Now I'm going to see what news he has to say, and he's facing Jericho. He's already facing Jericho, like a one-on-one.
And here's the thing about it, and you can bet your bottom dollar on this one. There is going to be a drastic change inside of that 18 through 49-year-olds demographics on Wednesday night. Almost everybody and their moms is going to be watching AEW Dynamite. Like, it was crazy when I seen that, man. I called everybody I knew because I knew who wasn't watching Dynamite, and I told them, hey, you need to turn on Dynamite right now. So,
yeah, that was great to see his face back, and and also the news about Impact kind of joining with them. It's going to be really something that's going to be really coming to play what they need to do.
Oh, yes, sir. And I've been talking amongst some guys like Heath. I've asked Heath and Rhino recently.
Oh, just lost your voice.
I was talking to like Heath and Rhino, asking them like, hey, who are some guys you guys want to wrestle or work with? And they're like the Bucks and Kenny Omega, and those dream matches. Like, think about this: Chris Bay versus Kenny Omega, or Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega, or the Good Brothers versus the Young Bucks, or FTR versus the North, or the North versus the Young Bucks. The possibilities are all over the place. They could literally make a whole Slammiversary type pay-per-view with just those matches.
They're gonna make something. Watch. It's just time. It's just a matter of time. And like Rhino, part of him. He's been, how long he's been in the business. He knows what to do, and he'll push them to. He'll throw some things like Taz knows some stuff too, of course.
Right.
And I just saw him choke out. I saw like a video clip of him choking out Cody at the end of it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that happened. I'm like, oops. Or the backstage fight with Kingston and the other guy.
Right.
Surprise. Eddie Kingston, man. The fucking diamond in the rough, man. Like, he's one of those guys that, would you love to get in the ring with or no?
I would want to be on his side, not in the ring across from him.
Right. Yeah. Because the man could do it all. Yes.
Oh, yes. One of the best talkers I've ever heard.
Absolutely. But dream match, who do you want to have? Who's like if you had to pick a guy from like living or not or dead, who would it be?
All right. So here's my top five. Top five, okay? Dead, I would want to work Owen Hart. Owen Hart was one of the best technical wrestlers, and he could fly. And the things he did in the ring were so slept on. And honestly, it wasn't until maybe recently that people just thought about, like, gosh, Owen Hart was that dude, you know? Chris Bay. Me and Chris Bay have worked together. I was referencing some of his matches a little bit, and you know we've become great friends.
Chris is an awesome wrestler, man. Don't get me, dude. He's phenomenal. He's wrestled for Game Changer Wrestling, and he was just on that. He was on that free show this past weekend.
Right.
What a great match he put on.
Chris is like the future. Well, matter of fact, not even the future.
He's ready. Right now.
He's wrestling right now. You know, and I really believe he's gonna win the Impact Heavyweight Championship this Saturday. But yes, Chris Bay is on my list. Skrilla is also on my list, number 3, and I'll tell you why. Not a lot of people know this, but Skrilla actually is the reason why the Ultimate Pusher is the Ultimate Pusher. We work together, and you know he's kind of like a teacher versus student type of deal, you know. So I would love to tie up with my old teacher, and go out that way. Another guy that I would like to face would be MVP. I feel like me and MVP could do magic inside of that ring. And matter of fact, he's one of my idols. So of course, you know, people say you don't want to meet your idols because you know you might wind up facing them. But hey, I wouldn't mind having that tie up as well. And honestly, my fifth one, it would have to be Randy Orton. Randy Orton has really grabbed the wrestling business by, you know, the sack and made it his own within the past 10 years. You know, he's one of those names where it's like, if you bring up wrestling, you know, you hear The Undertaker, you hear John Cena, but Randy Orton is on that list as well. And, you know, he has evolved himself throughout the years. Like, you know, there's different decades of Orton, if you see what I'm saying, you know, and I love each and every one of them. So, and kudos to him for evolving with the time. So
let's just say this. I've seen Randy Orton at the One Night Stand 2 in the Hammerstein Ballroom when he went one-on-one with John Cena, the Riot, or whatever the Riot was happening, or somebody was, Rey Mysterio or somebody, I forget who he was facing, but what an impact he made. Like just his character and the way that he wrestles, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he made people genuinely hate his guts. Him and Edge, I hated their guts growing up. But now as I'm older, I really appreciate that. Like, gosh, if anybody had me worked up, it was those two. They know how to make people genuinely hate their guts.
How old are you now?
I am 19 right now.
Oh, man, I'm an old man, 43. Look at that. But wrestling's it's in our blood as you know, fans. You know, wrestling as a kid and watched wrestling, and you know, we were blessed to watch it. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those things that we got to see,
right?
And to see our first like pay-per-view, or to see, you know, what was your first? Did you ever go to a Raw, SmackDown, Impact?
Okay, so
or like a local? Well, of course, Impact, yeah.
Well, actually, I've never been to a live taping of Raw and SmackDown, but I've always went to the live events when it came to town.
The house shows, yes, yeah.
The house shows. I've always went to all the house shows. I actually met Heath Miller there one time. I was sitting in the cheap seats, and he's checking around. He's peeping around, trying to see what match is on, because I guess he was next or whatever. And he tapped me. He was like, "Hey kid, what match is on right now?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, that's Heath right there." And he just asked me what match I'm on. But that's a funny story that me and him shared To this day, he still asks about it. I went to, the tapings when they came in. Those are the only, shows that I've actually went to. Now, I've actually had the chance to be an extra for WWE during the summer around June. So that
Oh,
was
no kidding.
that was actually the first time I actually got to go to a show, and I was actually a part of it. But other than that, growing up, I was always watching Raw.
I'm playing security guard or something, right?
Actually, I was supposed to be playing a bartender with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
I know,
jeez.
right? Not even old enough to drink, but hey, they're gonna make me a bartender, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Can you imagine seeing your face backstage drinking a beer with that, like on that segment, gosh?
But yeah, man, I mean,
your friends call you up. Hey, what are you doing on TV drinking a beer?
Right.
I've had experiences, man, as a fan. Like I've been to Raws, SmackDown, the ECW. I've been to WrestleMania 5. I've had. Ooh, hey, speaking of that guy, we were talking about Mac Miller, that Mac guy.
Yeah.
Saturday night, tune in to the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to him. But yeah, I've been to SmackDown's Sunday Night Heat, New York City.
Wow.
I got to be a part of the crowd. I didn't realize. I tell the story how my sister Christmas time she surprised me by going to the restaurant. We went inside, checked it out. And they said, "Oh, they're going to be filming here tonight." What? No shit. No shit. And it was the angle. I was behind Michael Cole and Taz. And it was the angle of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T were in the supermarket shopping.
Wow.
That match. And I guess the Ric Flair, it's the Taz Angle and versus Edge, I believe, or Christian. And then they were actually at their place as well. So I spoiled by doing chants with Ric Flair chants with Taz was awesome. We were just like
That's
the whole
great.
night. Yeah. And calling mom up. Hey, mom, I'm going to be on TV. Can you tape this for me? Yep. Got on tape, remastered digitally to watch it till this day. It's great. Chuck Colombo out the ring. I didn't realize, this is some good stuff. Big Show and Billy Gunn, of course, guys that really, made it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's those moments where and I can't stress this enough. I can't wait till I'm in the position to make those type of things happen for the kids that are going to be watching later on when we're older and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I get to be the John Cena, when I get to be and not even to just John Cena, or if I get to be the CM Punk to the kids, or the Randy Orton to the kids, or the Chris Bay to the kids,
There's a name you don't. There's a name
to either make them happy or make them.
But you notice what?
Just to help tell the story.
But you don't really hear the name Punk anymore. Really, only MMA, and that's about it these days. Really, you don't hear about CM Punk's. My God, that guy had a career. I've seen his career launch. Like, I've been to Ring of Honor when he left for I faced Austin Aries. Say goodbye. Got his contract for WWE last match. My gosh. So, wrestling. I'll tell you what. Wrestling when Ring of Honor was around the mid. When Samoa Joe was around, that was the era of wrestling, man. Also, really,
right.
Early stuff. But I guess I'm getting texted here and telling me we need to wrap it up because you know why? You got another podcast, but let's do another one. I'd love to have you on where we could just sit down anytime. You know what I mean? When you got more time.
Man, I really appreciate you having me here. And if you guys are still watching, make sure that you tune in to Mr. Russell on his podcast. Make sure you follow myself on social media. Facebook, The Ultimate Pusher Tyreke. Twitter, The Real TTR15. And IG, The Ultimate Pusher Brand. And I want to give a thanks to Mr. Russell for having me on the death match. And please make sure that you follow his podcast and make sure that you tune in every time he goes live.
And also, you might as well plug what podcast you're going to be on. Go ahead. What are you going to be on? You're going to be on one right coming up next?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I said you're going to be on a podcast. Go ahead, plug it away. Go ahead. What are you going to be on next? You're going to be where are you going to be? Where are you going to be wrestling next, man? We didn't plug that.
I can't hear you. Look like it's going out again. But I'm guessing you're asking me what I have up next. So I'm going to say this Saturday, December 12th on the Hallmark Network. It's going to be myself. Oh, I'm sorry, not myself. It's going to be Smoko Beware. It's going to be Sex Ferguson. You're going to have Laser and George North. We're all going to have a virtual
Laser
and a virtual store.
Laser's coming on the podcast this Thursday night. Ooh.
Oh, Laser's going to be on the podcast this Thursday night. Oh, isn't that something?
Yeah. It'll be a laser-tastic. I don't know. Laser beam. I don't know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, so you're going to see me and more of the guys from Talking Shop at Mania this Saturday, 6 p.m. Please make sure you come in, buy some stuff, buy some merch, because it will help put some gas in my tank. But all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Russell, and I will see you later.
Yes. Have a good night. Thank you. All right, fans. You heard it here from himself, the ultimate pusher, Tyreke. He's ready. He's the future of wrestling, fans. You know what? He's got a bright future ahead of him. Go support him at a show anywhere you can. And it's going to be great to see him wrestle, maybe on the East Coast, West Coast. You never know. Bucket list places like everybody always says, China. Not China, I mean Japan, UK, Germany. You never know. Worldwide. Impact TV, TNA Impact, man. Check it out. You never know. But I want to say thank you for coming on the podcast tonight. And my guest tomorrow night. Let's look at my podcast schedule here, because I'm just ready for a lot of guests this week. And I will get back to you in a minute as I look at my list. What do I got coming up? David? That's right. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, December 8th at 8 p.m. I'm going to have indie pro wrestler Havoc the Supernova is coming onto the podcast. Stay tuned for that, as well as at 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday night as well, making his first time appearance on a podcast. D Money will be on the podcast. We'll be talking to him as well. And also, we just mentioned it before. Oh, no. Man, my calendar keeps on getting full. This Wednesday night, December 9th at 8 p.m., I'm going to have professional wrestling tag team, the White Claw Outlaws, AC Reddick, and also Chad Bartlett as well. We're going to be talking to them. And as I mentioned on Thursday night, we're going to have wrestler Laser will be on the podcast as well at 8 p.m. Fans, thank you for listening to the Deathmatch Russell podcast. Have a good night, everybody. Tune in next time. Let's talk wrestling, like always.
Find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32 and on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.
Hey, wrestling fans. Check out BootandHeel.com for all your independent wrestlers, apparel, and more. Also, check out Deathmatch Russell Podcast as well. www.BootandHeel.com.